चाट, फ्रूट चाट, दही बल्ले, गोलगप्पे, सब्ज चा ਤੇ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਆਲਮ ਰੋਕ ਰੋਡਾ ਤੋਂ ਤਾਜ਼ਾ ਗਣਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਜੂਸ ਜੀ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਜ਼ਾ ਗਣਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਜੂਸ ਵਸੀਮ ਦਾ ਢਾਬਾ ਆਊਟਸਾਈਡ ਲਾਹੌਰ ਪੀਜ਼ਾ 32 Alam Rock Road telephone number 0784642895 Wasim the ढाबा
Share it on your phone.
RadioRKRS.co.uk, bringing communities together through interfaith and social cohesion specialist shows.
क्या आप परेशान ज़्यादा वालिदैन हैं या समझते हैं कि कोरोना जो आलमी वबा भी है ने आपके बच्चे की पढ़ाई पर असर किया है तो परेशान मत हो क्योंकि राइजिंग स्टार एकेडमी अपने नाम की तरह पहचान भी रखता है वो वालिदैन जिनकी आमदनी कम है कि अच्छी तरीके से मदद भी कर सकता है राइजिंग स्टार एकेडमी में अपने बेहतरीन सहूलतों के साथ मुनज़्ज़म क्लासों में पढ़ाई की कमी पूरी करने वाले लेसन्स दिए जाते हैं सिर्फ स्कूल के दौरान ही नहीं बल्कि छुट्टियों में भी मुख्तलिफ एक्टिविटीज़ की जाती हैं जिनमें घुड़सवारी तीरंदाजी बॉलिंग और भी बहुत कुछ सिखाया जाता है ये लेसन्स अमाना सेंटर में तजुर्बाकार असातिज़ा की निगरानी में दिए जाते हैं इसके अलावा 11+ सब्स और GCSE पर भी खास तवज्जो दी जाती है ताकि आपके बच्चे का मुस्तकबिल संवर सके सिर्फ यही नहीं बल्कि हफ्ते के दौरान प्राइमरी स्कूल के बच्चों को भी बूस्टर क्लासेस दी जाती हैं ताकि उनकी पढ़ाई में भी कोई फर्क न आए इस सहूलत से फ़ायदा उठाने के लिए हमारी वेबसाइट risingstaracademy.org.uk पर जाएं या फ़ोन नंबर 0121227195 पर हमसे रब्ता करें शुक्रिया
ज़रूरी न चाहती औलाद का न होना औलाद नाफरमान है मोहब्बत में नाकामी औलाद के रिश्तों की परेशानी कारोबार में बंदिश काले जादू का असर तो आप परेशान ना हो आज ही इस्तिखारे के लिए राब्ता करें हाफिज मुबारक शाह साहब से व्हाट्सएप नंबर है 07424605048 दैट्स 07424605048 अपनी जिम्मेदारी से राब्ता करें रेडियो आपकी आवाज पर कोई जिम्मेदारी नहीं है
Adderley Nursery School, close to the city centre, St Saviour's Road, Birmingham, B8 1HN. A place to create and learn, connect and belong. We are a local authority maintained nursery school led by a head teacher and a team of experienced specialist early years teachers and practitioners. We offer free 15 hours for all 3 and 4-year-olds and some 2-year-olds. We also offer free 30 hours childcare for working parents, support for children with special educational needs and disabilities, and we are open from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m, term time only, and we offer breakfast and tea. We are based on St Saviour's Road. Please call and register your child on 0121 464 4183. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
बर्मिंघम सेंट्रल मॉस्क हाईगेट बर्मिंघम की सबसे पहली मस्जिद और यूके की दूसरी मस्जिद की बुनियाद 1960 और 1970 में रखी गई थी बर्मिंघम सेंट्रल मॉस्क को मजीद इम्प्रूवमेंट के लिए आपकी मदद की जरूरत है आइए दिल खोलकर मदद करें और साथ दें अल रायन बैंक बर्मिंघम मॉस्क ट्रस्ट लिमिटेड सोर्ट कोड 300083 अकाउंट नंबर 01264201 telephone number 0121440535 समाप्त फरमा रहे हैं आपकी आवाज रेडियो यूके की नशरियात को स्टूडियो से राब्ते के लिए नंबर नोट कीजिए 0121682975 एडवर्टाइज स्पॉन्सर के लिए 07944808141
Assalamu alaikum, good evening, welcome to another edition of the Community Talk Show. I'm your host and it's just gone 7 minutes past 8 on a Thursday evening and the 11th of November. Before I talk, have a conversation with my guest today, I would welcome all my viewers and listeners. Thank you very much for the time you've taken out. These times are very valuable in the evenings. As you are well aware, COVID-19 is a big issue in the community. We will still need to be mindful that there are many people in the community uncles, aunts, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers who are not vaccinated. Unfortunately, many professionals have said the only solution is the way out of this COVID-19 is to get maximum vaccination with the herd community. For guidance and support, I strongly recommend you speak to your NHS professional, nurse, doctor, for those of you who have not been vaccinated. Those of you who have been vaccinated, your first vaccine and your second vaccine, good news. Those of you who are of the age 50 plus and elderly with illnesses, you now have the opportunity of a booster vaccine for COVID-19. And again, contact your doctor, NHS professional, NHS online, and make sure you book that in. Furthermore, as we're now in the winter season, doctors are prescribing the influenza vaccine. Again, speak to your medical professional if you have any queries or concerns. Stay safe, stay protected. Furthermore, make sure you keep the traditional Islamic greeting of hugs and shaking of hands at distance. If you want to give salam to somebody, just by waving your hand and saying Assalamu alaikum, that's more than enough. You don't have to physically shake somebody's hands and put your arms around somebody and embrace them. You know, that is part of our Islamic faith, and you know, it is acceptable just to give salam at a distance without shaking somebody's hands. And make sure you wash your hands frequently, regularly, and especially with proper soap, and like scrub your hands, because what the medical professionals are saying is a lot of these viruses do spread by touching people and shaking hands, and that's why it's really important. When you're out and about in the shopping areas, please make sure you protect yourselves with masks. When you're walking out and about, make sure you carry your masks with you. It's still important. While it's not a legal requirement in the UK, you still need to make sure you carry them. Before I go on to my guest, a couple of things I need to mention. Those of us who are cricket fans have been watching the T20 cricket tournament. Semi-final this evening was very nail-biting, and at the end of the day, Pakistan did very well to get that far. Unfortunately, Australia just tipped them towards the end, and the last half an hour, 40 minutes basically explained how they managed to achieve that. And this is again both two tough teams, and then at the end of the day, the skill, the endurance of the better side won on the day. So the final will be on Sunday with New Zealand and Australia, and we wish all of the teams taking part best advantage. And whilst I have my personal predictions, I'll share that with you towards the end of the evening, and no doubt we'll also ask my guest as well. But as far as Pakistan is concerned, they went a long way, and unfortunately it wasn't their tournament this year. Inshallah, this tournament will be back next year, because the T20 was supposed to be a tournament every 2 years, and this tournament in 21 is actually a backdated tournament that should have happened last year in 2020, but because of COVID it was postponed. However, the positive thing about it is that we don't have to wait too long, so hopefully this time next year the T20 tournament will be back, and hopefully it'll put Pakistan in a better light. And when you look at it, the favourite team was India, that was out. The next favourite was Pakistan, and unfortunately, as I said, they're out. So unfortunately, that's the nature of sportsmanship. As responsible citizens, what we should do is embrace teams taking part and celebrate modestly with tolerance, and make sure we don't give any inconvenience to anybody else. I also would like to thank my viewers and my listeners. Mukhtarim thank you very much for listening to my program. Part of my program will be English, the other part will be in Pahari, so there's definitely benefit for you today, so please make sure you tune into it, and it's one of your special subjects as well. Mohammed Ishfaq, shukriya bhai, tusa continuously program sana sunne ho, बहुत shukriya tusana. Really appreciate your support and attendance, and everybody else out there who has given up the valuable time in the evening to listen to these programs. This is for the benefit of all the community. We do these programs on the Community Talk Show. We try and bring in guest speakers from the Birmingham area who have made some changes in the community and who are positive role models in the community. And I'd like to introduce you to my special guest this evening. And this is Danyaal, and Danyaal Khalid will explain himself. So there you are. I'll leave that introduction to Danyaal. Danyaal, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my Community Talk Show, mashallah. My Community Talk Show, we speak in English, we speak in Bahari, so mashallah, feel free to blend in and embrace our lovely mother tongue. Welcome to my show, and please introduce yourself.
Assalamu alaikum to all the viewers out there, and thank you for the introduction, Mr. Amin. My name is Danyaal Khalid, as you have said. Basically, what I do is I run a mixed martial arts gym in Spark Hill, Birmingham. So we just recently opened, and we offer classes for adults and kids, all levels, ranging from the age of 6 to obviously adults like 40, 50s. Our oldest members are 49 or something like that. So basically our goal is to give back to the community, you know, like make them have like an outlet to gain fitness, gain health, keep themselves in a good state through like a fun way, mixed martial arts. So in our gym, in mixed martial arts, there's loads of different components. So there's a striking aspect where you do boxing, Muay Thai. There's a grappling aspect where you do wrestling, judo. Also, if you go onto the floor, the jiu-jitsu. So we cover all these aspects, and there's a variety of classes during the week, from the morning to the evening, offering all these classes to the local community.
Just for your information, one of my viewers and listeners is Mukhtarim. We call him Boxer, right? So that's why martial arts is his speciality. So that's his, and you know, he has, he's a very active community activist, and that's his speciality. So if you ever need somebody there, he's your man. So that's why I specifically honed into him to say, I know he's the man and he's going to listen to it. Before we go into what services you provide and what you do in the community, why did you set up a gym? Why? What is your background before?
So I'm a local lad from the area.
Mashallah.
I grew up Lula Road on
Mashallah.
Rock. Yeah, went to local schools, Show Hill School, Sotley School. So I grew up around here. So at a young age, I got interested into martial arts.
Mashallah.
I started watching MMA on the TV, like big organizations like the UFC and stuff. So I got really into it. However, like in the local community, there wasn't much gyms around. So when I started training, I had to travel to King's Heath. Right. So I used to take 2 buses every evening to King's Heath. Right. So I've been training there for a couple of years. And then now I've reached that point where, alhamdulillah, like I've competed loads myself and I've gained a lot of experience, and I want to give back to the community.
Sorry, can I just stop here? When you competed, you were competing in tournaments?
Yeah.
And what level did you get at?
So I'm still an active competitor. Obviously, I mainly compete in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So my goal is to be a world champion. Yeah. Obviously, due to COVID, loads of competitions have been restricted. But at the moment, I've competed at like British level. Right. I've won 3 British titles. I've also won 2 English Open championships. So I've competed a lot, like throughout the UK and in Europe as well. But I'm still on my journey to get to the top.
MashaAllah, may Allah Ta'ala reward you in your determination and success, because at the end of the day, you've got to have that end goal, you've got to have that desire and determination to succeed, and you know, you've got to put the hours in. I've always said to people, I think one of the programs I did last week, I gate crashed on my colleague Muhammad Ali's well-being talk show on Tuesday of this week, and I kept on saying the same thing. You got to have the determination, desire. You got to put the hours in, and inshallah, Allah Ta'ala will give you the results at the end. But you can't just sit back, damn, and I want the reward. It doesn't work that way. You got to put the work in.
And it's consistency. That's the biggest thing. Like, I see a lot of people that come into gym, especially competitors. Like, they'll be consistent for 2 months, 3 months, and then, especially in the winter when it starts to get a bit cold and stuff like that, they're like, oh, I don't want to go. I'd rather stay at home, relax, nice and warm. But at the end of the day, like, the people who are consistent, slowly, they start getting ahead. So any advice, anything, not martial arts, even like education, just say if there's any young listeners out there, like they have exams coming up, like just consistently revising throughout the year will help you a lot when you get to the exam at the end, because you've done a bit throughout. Whereas if you just crash course it right at the end and you ain't being consistent, it's going to be a lot harder for you. So that's the main tip I'd give, like, for anybody on any journey. Like, stay consistent every day, and just small parts every day. Like, there's a Japanese philosophy is called Kaizen, and it's based around like doing a bit every day, and it all adds up. So that's what I think, like, is especially chasing a goal.
And that's why when you think about it, I could read a book cover to cover. Whether I remember it all is another thing. But if I do little snippets, and that's why a lot of the exams with education has always been a bit of bite size, but regularly. And by bite size, regularly and frequently, you're more likely to remember that, and you're more likely to seize it. And Mukhtarim has said, yes, willpower, hard work and good discipline, which is what, mashallah, what you've just said. So with regards to your reference to youth clubs in inner city areas, unfortunately, over the last 20, 30 years, I've seen a massive decline in those areas. What do you think has been the knock-on effect of lack of youth service facilities?
So this is a big issue, and it's something that's really concerned me myself as well. So see, with a lot of kids when they're young and they're at that crucial age of they're going through puberty and stuff like that, so they have a lot of free time. So if there's opportunities out there for them, where they can go to a youth club, or they can go to a martial arts club, or they can go to a football club in the local area, it occupies them. So the chance of them hanging around with the wrong crowd or getting influence is very low, because they're always occupied. And especially if they fall in love with something like a martial art and football even, they know, okay, maybe they want to pursue a career here, so the mind is towards that. They're always constantly working towards that. They don't have really time to think about anything else. So with all these obviously youth clubs and centres slowly declining and closing down, it's restricting that outlet for kids. So they have a lot of free time and there's nothing to do. So they're going down the wrong path and stuff like that. Like, as we've seen in our local area, like there's some local youth clubs around here that have been closing down, and I believe that it's had an effect on the community, especially the youth coming up.
And I suppose, what you got to remember is in the summer months, you can go around a football, kick a football in a park. You can play cricket, you can play a bit of volleyball, but in these darker evenings in the winter between now and the end of March, if there were some of these type of indoor facilities, surely that would encourage the youth, but also it'll encourage youth to go to these type of services and then make them do something different. Once you engage the youth in these type of services, they're more likely to improve themselves. And it has been proven that if you engage a youth in some type of sport, educationally, their attainments are a lot better, because they give up some of that steam and some of that stress relief in these sports activities, which makes them to concentrate better on their educational attainments and ultimately deliver the results.
100%. And another big thing is that just say when you're always learning, you become a good learner. You know what I'm saying? So when kids are in school, for example, someone who's doing the GCSEs, they've got a lot of subjects they got to study for. So when they're outside and they're learning football, or boxing or something like that, so they can use ways they're learning in boxing or football and apply straight directly to the revision. You get me? So they're always learning, and this will aid them in that process of like finding different ways to help them learn in different environments. Like they can use stuff from school and bring it to like the martial arts gym or like a football academy. The stuff they're learning in the academy or the martial arts gym, they can use that to in school when they're revising for GCSE exams. So because they're always learning, they become very good learners in the long run.
MashaAllah, Mukhtarim has added on his comment to say, learn to walk before you can learn to swim. Classic example, you could throw somebody in the deep end and expect them to like come paddle, but obviously you gotta you gotta teach them.
Even something simple like you gotta learn to walk before you can run.
Yeah. So some of the work that you do out in the community, encouraging the youth to use your facilities and services. What do you do with engaging the youth? How do you engage the youth to say, right, you can leaflet drop and social media and what have you, but how do you physically engage the youth to be more actively involved in what you do? Do you reach out to schools? And
so obviously social media, especially with the young generation coming up, is a massive thing. So we do use social media like Aura MMA is our gym. So we're on Facebook, Instagram, all the social media outlets. So we can attract a lot of kids through there. But also we're working currently with a lot of schools in the local area, especially a local school to Alam Rock, Eden Boys on the Alam Rock Road. So what we're doing is we're going into schools like almost like during PE lessons, and we're helping them in the PE lessons, showcasing like martial arts and stuff like that. So a lot of the schools are working with kids who are maybe like just going off track or they need a bit of guidance and stuff like that. So far in the program, it's been running for 2 weeks, and we've had great feedback so far. Our main goal is to basically teach the kids and then try and bring them into the gym, and then use the gym to hopefully help them in life in general. If we can get some people to like compete and make a living to the sport, great. Like our goal is to maybe to get one of the kids from the schools going to like Commonwealth Games, Olympics, so they can make a living to sport. Because obviously a lot of Asian parents, they think education is the only way, but I don't blame them. Like education is very important. It's very, very important, and it's something that you should push your kids towards. Because like the education, you can't buy it. Is like you got especially in this country, you gotta use the opportunities you have. So, but not everybody's for education. Do you get me? So what we want to do is we want to give a different option to kids.
Just hold that thought, viewers and listeners. You're listening to Mohammed Amin on the Community Talk Show on Radio Aapki Awaaz, www.aapkiawaaz.co.uk. Our studio number is 0121 682 9735. To advertise or sponsor a program is 07944 808 141. You can listen to us on www.aapkiawaaz.co.uk. You can listen to us on the Radio Garden app, and obviously pick us up on Twitter feeds, Instagram and YouTube feeds, and then this program goes live out on our live Facebook live feed. In addition to that, you can listen to our recorded programs at any time at your leisure. Download the programs and take advantage of the information that we give out to you. Coming back to you, Danyaal, you mentioned that you work with local schools. You mentioned the Eden School here in Alam Rock. Eden, have also got sites in Perry Bar. Do you deal with a couple of the Edens or just the one Eden?
No, we deal with a couple of the Edens.
Oh, okay.
Perry Bar as well. Actually, I was at Perry Bar today.
Oh, okay, mashallah. There's a question for you. Paras Khan has said, how old do you have to be to do martial arts?
So you can be any age, but the advice we give usually is that just 6 and above, because I feel like,
and then gradually build it up slowly. Yeah.
Because at our gym we have some kids who are like, like 6, 7 year olds. They have little brothers and sisters who are like 3 and 4.
Yeah.
We let them come into the gym just so they're comfortable in the environment.
They're comfortable
in the environment.
Yeah.
But they're not at that age to start learning it. So for me personally, I think 6 upwards is.
You remind me. Many years ago, we were educated Islamic tarbiyah at a mosque, and the Imam Saab, Allah Jannah Nasib, Maulvi, Maulana Mahmood Ahmed Mipri has passed away now. May Allah Ta'ala look after him in paradise. He always used to advocate to the parents to say, you are coming in to read namaz, right? Bring your children in
100%.
and give them that tarbiyat at a very early stage and make them feel comfortable environment. And when you've just said that, what they also used to do was they used to say, we've got an outbuilding, let them play football in there. The fact is, they're coming into the mosque. You're engaging them to come into the mosque. And when you mentioned that light bulb moment came into my head and I said, yeah, if you bring in children in at between 6 plus, 6, 7, 8, 9, because they're familiarized with your surroundings and what have you, then they enjoy that and it makes them feel comfortable and they settle in comfortably. You know, you said you work with the schools and what you do. What do you do? Do you go out to schools on a particular PE, physical education session? And
So at the moment we're going to every school for once a week for an hour. So usually most of the times some schools have it during the PE lessons, other schools have it after school, depending on how the school on arrange it. Yeah.
So apart from the couple of the ones, the Eden School in the Alam Rock, Eden School in Paribas, any of the other schools?
So we have Starbank in
Starbank, yeah.
We have Waverley School just in Bosley Green.
Oh, Waverley and Bosley Green, yeah.
Also, we have basically there's a Waverley School and there's a Waverley Studio.
That's right, of
10 and above.
Yeah.
So we got the Waverley Studio. We have Arden Primary School in Spark Hill also.
Oh yeah, I've heard of Arden, yeah.
We have a Jamia Islamia School in Fallows Road, Sparkbrook, I think.
Yeah.
And also we have a couple of other schools that are coming on board.
Oh, mashallah. And then what do you do with the gender ratio? You have boys and girls. Is it solely for boys? Is it solely for girls, or mixed, or what do you do?
So at the gym we offer mixed classes for males and females, but
Okay.
also from January we'll also be offering female only classes.
Okay, mashallah.
At the schools, obviously they currently at the Islamic schools, it's just boys only because we've got male instructors.
Yeah,
but we're looking for female instructors. So if there's any
Mashallah,
females,
that's good. There you are. You use this.
let us know.
Use this platform, and any other female instructors want to give something back to the community here, now's your opportunity. You're doing something good. You're doing something good for your community, for your generation, and may Allah Ta'ala reward you for all your efforts. What do you find, if I'm a problem child and I attend one of your sessions, how is it going to change me?
So the biggest thing is that idea of learning a new skill.
Right.
So see, a lot of the kids they find it difficult to just stay in a classroom all day and just sit down. They get agitated, they get irritated. So with this is a physical activity. So you're exercising, you're sweating, you're learning a new skill, you're adapting on the fly based on the reactions you're getting and stuff like that. So like I said to you before, like for some kids, education may not be the way, they may not enjoy it as much, they may like more physical activities. So this is another option for them. So that's what we want to do with our gym. We want to showcase to the local community, all the parents out there, that look, your kids can make a living through martial arts. They can be a martial arts instructor, they can compete at a high level. So it's just another option. Obviously a lot of people, they go down the education route, they get a degree, get a 9-to-5 work, which is great, which is awesome.
Unfortunately, our Asian community have this aspiration that they want their children to be a doctor, a solicitor, or an accountant in a 9-to-5 role. And we all know that doesn't happen. They want our children to be educated with education, with O levels, A levels, degree level. Sorry, I say O levels, you probably don't know. GCSE and A levels, yeah. And then they want them to be degree holders. But the fact that somebody's gone through the system and done a degree for 3 years, it doesn't make them any better person. They can still earn a living by being a personal trainer and learning about physique and fitness,
100%.
nutrition.
100%. And the other thing is, like, especially now with social media and all these other platforms, there's so much ways to advertise yourself where these weren't available before. Like, I think education's great. Like, if you're interested in something, like in a subject, and you can pursue it to degree level, go for it. It's like, it'll be great for you, and if you're curious about it. But for some kids, the education, they're not in for it. Like, not everyone can do everything. Like, you can't say, like, okay, everyone can be a builder. Not everyone can be a builder. Same thing. Education.
Well, it's like, going back to my original example, you can't have everybody to be a Pakistani doctor, Kashmiri doctor. Same thing with the ladies. You can't expect everybody to be a nurse. You can't expect everybody to be an Asian lady doctor. Ideally, there was many years ago, before you were born, there was always this analogy. Well, we want to go into hospitals. We want to see Pakistani, Kashmiri, female doctor, Indian doctor, but we haven't got any. But get your children involved. Now it's gone to the phase, it's like part of our culture. 100%. But you talk to them, and I've got doctor friends, bless them, like, they said, we do something like 60 hours a week, right? And then I've got friends on the other side who are 9 to 5 people, right? And they go into an office all day, and even this with COVID restrictions, they're working from home, and some of them do that job, some of them don't. But then I've got friends who are personal trainers, and you guys have got some who are mechanics. They learn to trade 100%. Because they may not have been strong academically, but they know how to rip up a car and put it back together again, and they know what grommet to change when the thing breaks down. Myself
as well, I've got friends who are like electricians and plumbers and stuff like that, and they're awesome at their job. They're very good, like they're into that.
But an electrician and a plumber, everybody can't do that. You have to have that skill, that knowledge base, and you have to know, especially with gas regulations and with
you have to enjoy it.
You got to enjoy what you're doing, and you are making a difference, because you are giving something back in society, and you're earning yourself a living. I think it's a stigma that's attached into our community. For example, I know Amir Khan with the boxing.
100%. Right? Perfect example.
That is a. Let's look at the positive things that he's done. He does good work for charity, but he's like a role model from where he came from to where he is and at his level. So why can't other people be that?
100%. Like, Amir Khan is the perfect example. Like, before Amir Khan burst onto the scene, how many like British Pakistanis did he see? No. There wasn't much. There were some guys, but there wasn't much. No. But as soon as Amir Khan burst onto the scene, a lot of young kids started going to boxing clubs. Is that thing that, with a lot of the parents, like, if they can see someone from the community, like, pursuing a career and being successful, they can say, okay, look, he's from the local community, he's having a career from so can my son. So that's the biggest thing. Like, for me, I'm a local lad from the area, I grew up around here, so now I'm making a living through teaching and martial arts and stuff like that. So just for all the parents out there, like, I ain't no different to your son or your daughter or something like. I had the same upbringing around Alam Rock, so if I can do it, they can do it.
Well, like I said, you pay special thanks to your parents, because they put you on the right path. They give you the right to be it. Every parent wants to give their child the right to be it. No parent wants their child to go off the rails, right? And no parent is. Sometimes children mix with different friends and what have you, and unfortunately they end up down the wrong path. That's what you are doing brings them back in, because they've got that special time in the evenings, in these darker evenings during the winter, nothing to do, throw them into the gym and then choose. And it's, as like I said, it's not just martial arts and boxing. They can choose a specific art that they want to do, and just trial it and excel in that art. And it's, again, it's a special skill. Everybody can't be a boxer. Everybody can't be a martial arts expert.
100%. And the biggest thing is it's the environment in the gym. Yeah. So just say when you come into a martial arts gym, you meet people from all walks of life. Yeah. So, just coming into the gym, you have interaction with people who are doctors, who are plumbers, who are lawyers, who work on a construction site. So you meet all walks of life. So it opens your eyes up like, okay, there's people doing this, there's people doing that, people are doing successfully this. Whereas if you just stay in, like, just say your local area and you only go up and down your road, the road you live on, you just see the same 30 houses every day, you see the same 30 people every day. Your mind's narrowed to that road.
You got that tunnel vision.
Yeah, you
but
can
you
narrow
see,
that.
I suppose with martial arts or boxing, you have different types of responsibilities. You look at diet, you look at nutritional stuff, you look at nutritional value of stuff. I always laugh and joke to say, look, if you're into martial arts or whatever, you won't be eating the takeaways and the doner meats and every single day, because at the end of the day, you're going to look after yourself, but you're going to have the relevant amount of carbs and the relevant amount of proteins, and it's like a balanced diet. That itself is an education that you learn through this, because you may not have picked it up when you did science or biology or whatever. You thought, well, that was above me, I don't want to do that. And suddenly, just because you enjoy a particular sport, that suddenly comes back into your life again.
No, 100%. Even like the human body, like you just talked about biology, like when you do martial arts or MMA, a lot of the stuff, you see aspects like of biology linked into it, especially with like, endurance and cardiovascular endurance, and a lot of the methods that are used is all modern day science. So a lot of the stuff that you learn in A-level biology or A-level chemistry or PE, it gets applied directly there. When you do your own research, you'd be like, oh, it's the same stuff, what they're teaching. But now it's more practical. You can see it actually happening.
And some of that, I would advocate children who are 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old getting involved into that. Because when they come to do their GCSE exams, they've already covered that theory, and it just reinforces what they've already learned in the gym.
And it's in a practical way.
Yeah.
It's not like, they're just putting their head in the textbook and memorizing it. They've come to the gym and they've just say they're training and they're saying, I keep on getting tired, so let me do research. Okay, how can I get fitter and how can I improve my endurance? They go out, do the research, and then they go into the biology side of it now. Okay, how does the heart work? How does it pump blood around? How can I oxygenate, not oxygenate, all this kind of stuff. That links to biology. So they're basically also revising what's learning.
But I'm not going to pick up my key facts books and read about the heart and the biology because I fall asleep. Whereas if I'm doing that, I'm going to be it'd be enjoyable for me to learn about it. And because I'm enjoying what I'm doing, I'm more likely to remember that.
100%.
Going back to the children that you train as part of your weekly sessions at the various schools in and around Birmingham area, do you find that a lot of those children don't get any other youth opportunities to do this type of youth training after school because the lack of youth services in the area, or is it just because they don't know what to turn to and they use this as a because it's in a school environment, they haven't got choice, and maybe that suddenly excites them?
There are some organisations out there who are like working around this and trying to help schools and stuff like that, but I think it's just like with everything, how the world's going and the direction they're going down, and especially like we talk about the youth club closures and stuff like that, I feel like the opportunities are getting limited, like in the sense that in schools, even with after school clubs and stuff like that, there's not as much as there was before, especially with how the whole COVID has played out and everything like a lot of kids, they've missed like a large chunk of school time, so they had the opportunities like with after school clubs or lessons. So I think it's something that's from the top down, from the government down, like something that needs to be looked at, and how can we get kids living a healthy lifestyle, having fun, instead of like just writing away on an iPad and on a tablet and stuff like that all day. So it's definitely something that interests me, and something that like I want to help the local community, give people option. Okay, here's a way you can get.
No, mashallah, you're doing a fantastic job, because you are delivering that 5 fresh fruit and veg education. Because once I start going to your gym, I'm going to learn that. That's going to be planted in my brain. You're going to talk about carbs. You're going to talk about how I burn my carbs. You're going to talk about my protein. You're going to talk to me about my balanced diet. And suddenly, like, I've done like 50% of my biology syllabus. Then you'll tell me about warming up. I can't do certain things, and I can't because I have to warm up. How I move certain muscles. So suddenly, that education is so valuable because
100%.
that stays with your life. Now, if you had a choice to send a message out, because our program constantly is listened by decision makers, whether it's the health professional, whether it's the local community leaders, the local MPs, the councillors, what have you. When you look at the youth services provision, where would you like to start all this? Is it like, let's start all over again, or let's start doing something positive? How would you like to see it if you had that choice?
For me, I think the biggest thing is unity. If everybody works together, you can achieve greatness. Yeah, like a lot of people are thinking about themselves. Oh, this is me, this is me, this is me. No, we all got to work together. Obviously, we all care about the community. It's my community, it's your community. We care about the future generation that's coming up. So if we all work together with the local MPs, the parents as well, the local schools, and we come up with like ideas of having like sports days where schools meet up and they do sports days, or they do martial arts challenges, they have trips. So I think as a community we've got to work together. That's the first thing. Like the local MPs have got to set some sort of committee where they've got all the local schools on board. They have a gym like ours on board who can bring professional instructors, and we can come up with a syllabus where we're teaching all the schools in the local area, and then from this we could arrange like a sports day or enrichment day where all the schools get together maybe 2-3 times in a year, and they carry out activities, competitions like 100-meter races, stuff like that, where they compete with each other. And this way, like, the kids have something to look forward to. Like, they're like, okay, in the summer we're gonna go to sports day, we're gonna be competing with this school, that school, so they know, okay, I've got to get ready for this now, I've got to eat good, I've got to get fit. So I think everybody's got to come together, the local MPs, the local councillors, a lot of the heads of the schools. And I'm ready, our gym's ready, and we can help you, them guys out, and we can come up with like a community project. For me, I think that's the way.
Viewers and listeners, I've got Danyaal Khalid here in the studio, and we've been having a conversation about the provision of youth services, and especially what he is doing with schools in the Birmingham area. Eden School in Alum Rock, Eden School in Perry Bar, Starbank School, Waverley School, and Jamia Islamia School. And in addition, there are a few others coming on board soon. We've been having our conversation in English. For the next 10 minutes, what we'll do is we'll switch over to Pahari, and we say a little bit of words of wisdom in our own language, because I'm mindful of the uncles and aunts, mothers, sisters are listening into this program, and they will be intrigued at what we're talking about. And obviously, if a young lad is saying, "Mommy, I want to do this," let's say in our own language and let's engage them.
100%.
अच्छा ब्रदर अस अपनी इंग्लिश विच गल करी रहे सा कि तुसा क्या करने हो, कड़ा कम्युनिटी विच करने हो, तुसा जिम जड़ा सेटअप कीता। मेन फोकस जड़ा नहीं जड़ा तुसा आखने हो कि तुसा स्कूला विच जाने हो, बच्चियां की जड़ी तुसा एक्सप्लेन करो कि स्कूला च जाई क्या, केड़े स्कूल जाने हो, बच्चे की तुसा क्या तुसा सर्विस ऑफर करने हो।
So असा लोकल कम्युनिटी च काम करने असा न जिम न नाम है Aura MMA, जिम स्पार्क हिल विच लोकेटेड है। लोकल स्कूल जो आपने आलम रखोड़ा पर ईडन स्कूल है, ईडन पेरी बार है, स्टार बैंक, वेवली स्कूल जाए था। पी लेसन में किड्स नाल एक्टिविटीज, पी जो एक्टिविटीज मार्शल आर्ट्स एक्टिविटीज है, किक बॉक्सिंग, रेसलिंग, जिu-jitsu, ये सारे स्पोर्ट ऐसा यूज करी तब किड्स की पॉजिटिव वे आउटलेट है जब वो अपने एनर्जी एक्सपेंडिचर करी सके। The biggest thing असा मस्ता है कम्युनिटी की अपॉर्चुनिटी दें वे असा नहीं अपनी कम्युनिटी अपॉर्चुनिटी था वह बच्चा मस्ता वे ओके मार्शल आर्ट्स क्लब है था असा जाय सकने असा also education नाल ऐसा वे मदद कर सी मार्शल आर्ट्स जाय असा नहीं education में हेल्प कर सी। So असा नहीं मेन goal है वे कम्युनिटी की अपॉर्चुनिटी था through martial arts।
अच्छा असानी कम्युनिटी विच यूथ सर्विसेज बहुत घट होई गेई बल्कि जड़ी आई को नहीं बंद करी होने आनी ठीक है और असाने कम्युनिटी विच जड़ियां पब्लिक एसेट बिल्डियां लोकल अथॉरिटी आलियां उन्हें आहिस्ता आहिस्ता बेची होरियां उन्हें प्राइवेट करी होरियां फारग करी होरियां क्या तुम समझने हो कि असानी जड़ियां फॉर एग्जांपल मश्तान ਉਹ ਇਹ ਪਾਰਟ ਪਲੇ ਕਰੀ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਨ ਕਿ ਥੋੜਾ ਮੁੱਚ ਵੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਹਰ ਵੇਲੇ ਜਾਓ ਨਮਾਜ਼ ਪੜੋ ਘਰ ਰੱਖੋ ਨਮਾਜ਼ ਪੜੋ ਕਈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਹਾਲ ਹੋਣੇ ਨੇ ਇਸਤੇਮਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣੇ ਕਈ ਇਹ ਜੀ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਤੁਸਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਿਆ ਖਿਆਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਸਤੇਮਾਲ ਹੋ ਸਕਣਾ
No, 100%. Mushta, if Mushta support Quran, especially in the gym, Mushta facility are very big and very big hole and Mushta local gym या local कोई club या football club या असा ना आखिर martial arts gym है असा मस्जिद या ना वे करा maybe once a month असा जब बच्चे जाने मदरसे च कुरान पढ़ने वास्ते असा जा once a month hold करा नाल कुरान भी बच्चे सीखन तो नाल असा उन्हें की वे martial arts भी सिखान so very good combination हो सकता है if असा नहीं local any local मस्जिद या असा ना वे work करने जाना please feel free to contact us and I think brother that's a great idea वे बच्चे कुरान सीखन ता दीन ने बारे सीखन ता वे दीन वैल्यू ता नॉन मार्शल आर्ट्स ता हेल्थ ता फिटनेस भी
पता क्या तुम तो ना कि असली मश्तां विच कई बड़ियां मश्तां जड़ा प्रे होला वो ता नमाज पढ़ने तो होला मैं वो अंडरस्टैंड करना बाकी साइड कमरे हैन अपर भी कमरे कई मश्तां हैन जेह्ड़ी इस्तेमाल नहीं होने बच्चियां की जड़ा सबक पढ़ाने की जगह होनी है उर्दू पढ़ाने न तरबियत पढ़ाने इस्लामिक तरबियत पढ़ाने वो है कुरान मजीद पढ़ाने वो भी है एक दिन हफ्ते विच की होई जाए कि वेडनेसडे जड़ा ना तुसां की सेल्फ डिफेंस सखासा मार्शल आर्ट्स मास वो बच्चा जड़ा ना इसको लुक फॉरवर्ड टू दैट वो खुशी नाल तक आप बता रहे गल हो सी ठीक है एंड वो जड़ा ना एक किस्म दा तुसां जड़ा ना बच्चियां विच होर एक्साइटमेंट कि ना अज ना मस्जिद जाने स्कूलों लेट हो गया अज ना मस्जिद जाने वा suddenly right you want to get these kids running into the mosques on time
no 100% not only like you just said wait martial arts option we असा use कर सामे बच्चों की more excitement या मस्जिद ने विच जान तो also we through martial arts we want to make them also fall in love with the religion yeah so they're going to come learn martial arts also learn Quran maybe asa local jere imam esane we could work together with them come up with the syllabus where asa Quran the martial arts
but more importantly at a young age तुम क्या गल की है ना कि जिस तुम आख्या कि जेह्ड़े पेरेंट्स आखदे न कि बच्चियां की अस इंग्लिश जिसलै गल करिए तुस आख्या कि भी पेरेंट्स बड़े बच्चे की आने जिन्होंने 7-8 साल के छोटे बच्चे समझो उन्हें भी नाल किन्नियां ने तो उन्हें भी किस्म ना तरबियत हुई है that could be a fantastic idea मस्जिद विच आनो बच्चियां की थोड़ा सबक सिखाओ भाई अपनी जेह्ड़ी है ना उन्हें की पता लगे भाई माहौल विच किस तरह उठना बहना लाइक अपनी इस्लामिक तरबियत भी मिलनी है राइट नमाज भी है कुरान मजीद भी है इस्लामिक तरबियत भी है एंड सडनली यू गॉट दिस डिफरेंट जेह्ड़ी है एक्टिविटी भी है कि हाँ मस्जिद में जाओ एह् नहीं कि जरूरी नहीं भाई तुसें कि मार्शल आर्ट्स हर वेल्ले होने सखाओ a little bit of computer होई गया a little bit of education होई गया get that going
just a couple of questions there
so सब तो like तुस आने सब तो बड़ी चीज है वे रूटीन बंदे ना बनी जाना like बचपन चु बच्चा जर्नी 6 7 8 साल ना इस पता ओके सोला में स्कूल आ जा सा फिर में मुनियत सा ता मस्जिद जा सा कुरान पढ़ सा ता फिर उसके बाद ओके सम 2 दारे वीक आज मार्शल आर्ट्स भी कर सा वे कुछ सेल्फ डिफेंस सीख सा उसके थ्रू ऐसा की डिसिप्लिन लबना वे हेल्थ ने बेनिफिट होने पर ए जो रूटीन नहीं बिल्ड होना जो यंग बच्चा है ए एडल्टहुड विच कैरी हो जाना सो जो सॉलिड रूटीन होना फिर वो बच्चा उस रूटीन रहना था उसने जिंदगी विच कोई डायरेक्शन होनी है उसकी पता ओके मैं सवेला उठा कमे पर जा सा फिर मुझे था मे बी शामी थ्रू कुरान पढ़ा स्टे इन कांटेक्ट विद द दीन द रिलीजन गो टू लोकल मस्जिद also keep my health in check with the martial arts so using stuff like this way from a young age this idea where asane जेरे जवान है यंग बच्चे उन्हें की रूटीन सा सेट करने हुए तो उन्हें जिंदगी में कोई डायरेक्शन है या अलग ऐसा जो इंग्लिश गल बात ने साथ सामने सावे a lot of the kids उन्हें की को नहीं पता वे just Muri's school watchne, they have nothing to do.
Nothing to do.
Where उन्होंने boot aim out था पर फिर wrong track up ले जाने, पुट्ठा चीज़ा करने, फिर बस एक कोई जा wrong track up होई गए, फिर बू ओखाए Muri right track पर जा.
सापड़ी ज़बाने आखने सीधे रास्ते पर लाने हो अल्लाह ताला दीन ने रास्ते में जाने हो पर आती है also एक उन्हें कोई skill जड़ा ना वो भी तो सकी उन्हें की सखाई हो जो पूरी ज़िंदगी उन्हें की वो काम दड़ा रही थी. मुख्तरिम has said English which unity is the key to success in the community. Fantastic, Mukhtarim, totally agree with you. Welcome any community issue. You're more than welcome to come on my community talk show, and we can definitely work together. And anything we can deliver for the community with the various activities, more than welcome, Mukhtarim. I'll take you up on that offer. So yeah, keep in touch and drop me a line. मोहम्मद इशफाक साहब आखिर इनके जी ज़बरदस्त प्रोग्राम है.
Thank you.
आखिरी जड़ा तुसा कोई अपनी ज़बान विच फिर रिपीट करने हैं इंग्लिश विच सा गल्लां कीतियां राजा खालिद आखिर माशाअल्लाह एंड जेड़े आप तुसा जड़ा ना वही अपनी ज़बान विच जड़ा ना पेरेंट्स की मैसेज क्या पहुंचाने चाहते हो?
सब तो बड़ा मैसेज में पेरेंट्स की पाना चाहना है अपने बच्चों नाल कम्युनिकेशन करो. बच्चा को पूछो वे एजुकेशन ने वे as well as education और क्या एक्टिविटी हम सब करने जाने हो. अपने बच्चा की फुटबॉल क्लब बात करो, मार्शल आर्ट्स जिम बात करो, उनकी ऑक्यूपाई करो, उनकी खाना चंगा दो, गुड हेल्थ दो. कुरान ता दीन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है. और वेला वे बच्चे ने तरबियत इस करेक्ट करो. वे इस्लाम रिलीजन वेरी परफेक्ट रिलीजन है. यूज द रिलीजन ऑल्सो. वे अपने बच्चा की वे हेल्थी रखो, ऑक्यूपाई उन्हें करो तो उनकी अपनी जिंदगी में कोई डायरेक्शन दो. अपने बच्चा द बिगेस्ट थिंग विद parent and a child is communication. Where anyway बच्चा स्कूल आया था तुसा कमी प्राय थके भी हो बच्चे नाल कोई गल ना करो. बच्चा आप रूम च ला जा तुसा क्या पता इंटरनेट पर क्या करना पिया, क्या काम करना पिया. सो जब बच्चा अच्छा उसको पूछो स्कूल आज क्या आया, स्कूल आज तू क्या सीखा, तू स्कूल आज केड़े सब्जेक्ट पसंद करा. अपने बच्चे नाल रिलेशनशिप बात सुनी. फिर also communication is under the umbrella. Where so बच्चे को तू केड़ा एक्टिविटी हम पसंद करना. इवन इफ मार्शल आर्ट ना हुआ if बच्चा आगे कोई चेस पसंद करना, चेस आने क्लब बात करी शुरू, या बच्चा रीडिंग पसंद करना लाइब्रेरीज के नहीं जाओ. बच्चे की ऑक्यूपाई करो तो उनके उन्होंने हॉबी नहीं हॉबी की तो कोई बच्चे ने क्या हॉबी है तो उनकी उस पास आप पुश करो. फिर बच्चे वे लाइक यू सेड पता रॉन्ग ट्रैक पर चांस आप भूल लेस हो जाना. फिर बच्चा राइट ट्रैक पर और मस्जिद इस फोकस करना, दीन कुरान में फोकस करना, स्कूल ऑल्सो फोकस करना, नॉल हॉबी भी करना. Get a balance in life. बू वीक वासा ना पुश करे और तू एग्जाम कर रिवाइज कर तू A स्टार ग्रेड किन से फिर बच्चा स्ट्रेस हो जाना उस पासा. उसकी बैलेंस हो कुरान में दसो, एजुकेशन में करो, हॉबियां में करो, एवरीथिंग बैलेंस. वो बैलेंस अच्छा कम्युनिकेशन थ्रू माँ प्यो बच्चे ना कम्युनिकेट करन. हमारे आई थिंक वे this is the biggest issue. I think where a lot of the parents they don't communicate with the kids. Obviously we don't blame the parents. कमे पर लॉन्ग डे होना, कमे पर अच्छने मुरी वो आपू थके होने, बच्चे स्कूल में थके होने, बच्चे ऊपर आईपैड पर ले जाने, फोन पर ले जाने, माँ प्यो रेस्ट करने, नो कम्युनिकेशन. फिर इस तरह ऑब्वियसली कम्युनिकेशन ने बच्चा रॉन्ग ट्रैक पर
आहिस्ता आहिस्ता फिर वो बैरियर
बिगर हो जाना.
माँ बच्चे नाल बाप बच्चे नाल वो थोड़ा गैप बहुत सारा वाइड हो जाना ना. तो फिर वो जरा अगर जैसे एग्जांपल देता सोहा ना उस बच्चे वास्ता कि रॉन्ग ट्रैक पर चढ़ी जाके दोस्त यार जड़े ना ब्रांडेड ट्रेनर्स तो ब्रांडेड स्पोर्ट्स वेयर तो फिर उसने भी यार मैं भी ये ले सा भावें कराने हालात शायद नहीं ठीक है. सो फिर वो आरिफना इस्तेमाल करना चाहना भाई यू नो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू रेफर टू. उस राह पर टुरी पड़े फिर एक बार उस राह पर टुरी पड़ो देयर इज नो टर्निंग बैक.
लाइक ब्रदर सो हमने कहा ही आल्सो अनदर थिंग एज वेल. वहाँ पे तक हमारे बच्चे ने फ्रेंड भी करना. See who your children are hanging out with. See if they have good friends. And that's the biggest thing because उनसा तक को जब बच्चा या वो 8 घंटे स्कूल आज गुजारना. So उसना majority time स्कूल आज गुजारना. So majority जरा उसना development होनी from a young age वो स्कूल आज होनी. माँ पियो ना शामी उसना कोई 4-5 घंटे गुजारने. Mainly the majority of the day स्कूल आज गुजारने. So it's very important that you have good friends and the mother father they have communication with the kid. Okay, see who are our kids hanging out with. Are they good people? Do they come from a good family? So this is a big thing, and hopefully inshallah people are listening and they can
Danyaal, mashallah. Thank you very much for wrapping it up for me, both in English and Pahari. I really appreciate you coming in. Viewers and listeners, we're coming up to the close of my program, and hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed having the conversation with Danyaal and his inspiration of the services he is offering to the community, runs a gym, and the details of the gym for your benefit is Unit 2B, 4547 Foreman's Road in Sparkhill, Birmingham, B11 3AR. And one of the things that I would like to say to you is, please take time out, spend time with your children, and just have an evening out with your children at home and say, right children, not just our evening out to take them out for a meal or some entertainment or whatever but have a time set aside to say, right, my son, my daughter, what did you do in school today? And what did you learn or what did you discuss? And maybe you can bring something into the conversation. That way you are automatically developing your children's communication skills and the ability to talk to elders, the ability to talk to people in general. And maybe you can add something into the conversation with your experience. Once again, thank you very much for listening into my program. As always, our details are www.aapkeawaaz.co.uk. To advertise and sponsor a program, it's 07 944 808 141. That's 07 944 808 141. And just after me will be Ikram Mirza with his traditional music program, and really appreciate your time this evening, and until next week, Khada Hafiz.